Hello and welcome to downtown San Diego. Yes, today we are exploring downtown San Diego because it is such a gorgeous place to visit. It's exactly what you would expect from a downtown that you can explore, walk in. There's so many beautiful places from Little Italy to the port. They even have a tram that's really interesting. And yeah, okay, I'll admit it, we are in sunny California, but today it's a little bit gray, but we'll make the best out of it. And when I say gray in California, honestly, it's not that cold. It's pretty pleasant. So let's explore. San Diego is frequently referred to as the birthplace of California, as it was the first site visited and settled by Europeans on what is now the west coast of the United States. The 8th most populous city in the United States and 2nd most populous in California after Los Angeles. This is something that I really love about downtown San Diego, is the fact that they actually have really nice architecture. I'm used to seeing the architecture of Los Angeles where a lot of the houses are kind of boxy and you can tell that they're made fast and maybe without much design to them. But whenever you walk in this downtown area and you see the places where people live in, well, the architecture is pretty, the colors are pretty. You can tell that there's a little bit of gusto in all the style that is made, and that the architects actually tried to create a city where people can live in, but at the same time they can admire and be proud to live in just simply by the fact that it is beautiful to look at. Downtown San Diego serves as the cultural and financial center and central business district of San Diego, with more than 4,000 businesses in 9 districts. Known for its mild year-round climate, natural deep water harbor, extensive beaches and parks, long association with the United States Navy and Marine Corps, and recent emergence as a healthcare and biotechnical development center. Here's another cool highlight of downtown San Diego is the fact that they actually have a sort of railway that passes through the city, and it's not really trains, it's actually a tram system, which is public transportation. And that's maybe why whenever you go to downtown San Diego, it's really hard to find parking. Obviously, I mean, you could get parking in a parking lot, but it's going to cost you $20 to $40 a day. And most of the street parking is 2-hour parking, which is paid. So yeah, getting a parking spot in downtown is really difficult, but luckily residents of San Diego, they can come to downtown when they have to work and just come with the tram, and it is readily available. And that is actually one of the highlights in some way of a city for me, is the fact that they have good public transportation. The San Diego Metropolitan Transit System, SDMTS, or often simply MTS, is the public transit service provider for the San Diego County. MTS is one of the oldest transit systems in Southern California, with predecessors dating back as early as the 1880s. I always love it when I find parks in the middle of the city, and especially this one is really well kept. And this is yet another thing that sometimes people forget when they have this whole city life, is the fact that we are humans. And as humans, we need some nature. And being able to have all these buildings and all this city life, and then being able to also relax and go to a nice, beautiful park and just enjoy some nice catered flowers and maybe a little bit of the fountains and the water and just hear all the nice nature noises is always really pleasant. The Waterfront Park is the most significant waterfront open space in downtown San Diego. The existing historic landscape and landmark county building form the park's center, while a new interactive fountain extends from the building and into the park, defining a large civic green. The park also features intimate gardens, a children's play zone, and several picnic gardens. Behind me we have the Maritime Museum, which is really cool because they have a bunch of old-time boats and they have a submarine, and actually multiple submarines. And the thing is that you're actually able to go inside them and visit all these boats and stuff. And what's really cool about it is that looking at all these old style boats and submarines, you can kind of get reminded that not everything is as modern as nowadays, and the fact that everything used to be man-made and welded and with wood and all that stuff, and I think it's kind of fascinating in some way. The Maritime Museum of San Diego, established in 1948, preserves one of the largest collections of historic sea vessels in the United States. The centerpiece of the museum's collection is the Star of India, an 1863 iron bark. This is something that is really cool about the San Diego port, is that they actually have, well, a real port with boats that are leaving, and on top of the boats they often have restaurants, so you can actually have the experience of riding the boat and getting some food on it. But it is a real active port, and it's not just for tourists. They actually do have boats coming in, importing, exporting stuff. And yeah, this is very pleasant. And honestly, like when you are close to the sea, One thing that I do love is smelling the seawater. It just feels so fresh and you just feel so invigorated from it. Also located on the San Diego Bay Navy Pier is the USS Midway Museum, which is a historical naval aircraft carrier museum. The museum consists of the aircraft carrier Midway. The ship houses an extensive collection of aircraft, many of which were built in Southern California. Behind me we have the Seaport Village, which is actually next to the convention center and really in the heart of downtown San Diego. And the thing about it is that, okay, yeah, I'll admit it's a very touristy spot, but it is kind of cool because they have a lot of stores and they have a lot of restaurants, and they're all in like little rustic beachside houses that are all made out of wood. So even though it is touristy, it is kind of nice to look at and very pleasant to just walk in and of course get that nice fresh breeze from the sea. Seaport Village is a waterfront shopping and dining complex adjacent to San Diego Bay in downtown San Diego. It houses more than 70 shops, galleries, and eateries on 90,000 square feet of waterfront property. The village contains several freestanding buildings and an assortment of architectural styles from Victorian to traditional Mexican. It wouldn't be a San Diego vlog if I didn't speak a little bit about the San Diego Convention Center. And yes, you guessed it, this is actually where the Comic-Con happens every single year, which is the biggest comic book convention in the whole wide world. And it is huge. It's such a great place to do it at, even though I've heard like little echoes saying that apparently this convention is getting so big that they're maybe thinking of moving it somewhere else, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think the city of San Diego would let that happen because, I mean, it's known for that. And this convention center is just huge and beautiful. The San Diego Convention Center is the primary convention center in San Diego. The convention center offers 615,700 square feet of exhibit space. As of 2009, it was the 24th largest convention facility in North America. As mentioned, San Diego has really good public transportation, and in between right here, those are the train tracks for the tram, and it does go into the city, and yeah, it is really hard to park, as I said before in the video. So the fact that they do have this public transportation and you're actually able to get into the city pretty easily with the trams, well, it makes it much more pleasant if you're working here. But yeah, if you do have a car, you're not going to have a good time finding parking, I guarantee that. Since we are on the topic of public transportation, I wanted to highlight the Santa Fe Depot in San Diego, which is a train station built in the Spanish colonial revival style and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Its architecture, particularly the signature twin domes, is often echoed in the design of modern buildings in downtown San Diego. A wing now houses the downtown branch of the Museum of Contemporary Art San Diego. Here I am at the Gaslamp quarter, which is the heart of San Diego, as the slogan says, but it's, I mean, in reality, it is the old town San Diego with all the stores and all the restaurants and all the places to go to if you're trying to look for some cool animation. But obviously, we are in a state of pandemic, so unfortunately, there are a lot of closed shops and a lot of closed restaurants. But some of the restaurants are still open and they have outside patios for pretty much anybody to come and eat and enjoy the food. So yeah, even though there's a pandemic and there's less animation, it still is a place that you should come if you're here in San Diego. The Gaslamp Quarter is a 16.5 block historical neighborhood and is the site of several entertainment and nightlife venues, as well as scheduled events and festivals including Mardi Gras in the Gaslamp, Street Scene Music Festival, Taste of Gaslamp, and Shamrock, a St. Patrick's Day event. The area is listed as a historic district on the National Register of Historic Places as Gaslamp Quarter Historic District. After a period of urban decay, the neighborhood underwent urban renewal in the 1980s and 1990s. Another highlight here in San Diego is the fact that they actually have a Little Italy. Yes, a proper Little Italy, kind of like in New York. And me being half Italian, obviously, if I do see a Little Italy, I do have to go and visit it. And I must say it is super pleasant. It's a pretty large street with many, many restaurants. They even have stores where they sell a lot of specialties from Italy, and they have clothes and other things too. But mostly I'll say that 90% of the things that are here are restaurants. But yeah, if you want a little touch of Italy here in San Diego, do come to Little Italy. They have excellent food. Little Italy is one of the more attractive downtown neighborhoods with frequent festivals and events, including a weekly farmers market, also known as the Mercato, the market in Italian. Little Italy was originally a predominantly Italian and Portuguese fishing neighborhood. It has since been gentrified and is now a popular neighborhood full of Italian restaurants and grocery stores, home design stores, art galleries, and residential units. Well, okay, that's it. This concludes my tour of San Diego and its surrounding areas. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me on this little adventure. As you guys can see, San Diego is really interesting. So please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment too, and let me know what was your favorite place and if there's maybe some other places in the surroundings that you would want me to actually try to make a video about. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.